أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لقد أرسلنا رسلنا بالبينات وأنزلنا معهم الكتاب والميزان ليقوم الناس بالقسط. صدق الله العظيم.
نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Again a question mark. Which way do you want to go? If you want to go towards the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so make haste. سابقوا إلى مغفرة من ربكم. Compete with one another. Race with one another to get the forgiveness of your Lord and to get the garden, the breadth of which is like the breadth and vastness of the heaven and the earth. أُعِدَّتْ لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا بِاللَّهِ وَرُسُلِهِ. It has been prepared for those who believe in Allah and His messengers. ذَلِكَ فَضْلُ اللَّهِ يُؤْتِيهِ مَن يَشَاءُ. It is the bounty of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He will grant it to whomsoever He will like. وَاللَّهُ ذُو الْفَضْلِ الْعَظِيمِ. And definitely Allah has infinite bounty, immense bounty. So this is the path is fixed now. But on this path, there might be tests from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You want to go to the real path of Muhammad and his companions, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. They had the test. وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ وَنَقْصٍ مِنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَنفُسِ وَالثَّمَرَاتِ. At every step, harder and harder, severer and severer tests coming one after the other. But to be able to go through them, you have to keep one thing in view, and that is the necessary corollary of faith in Allah. What is it? مَا أَصَابَ مِن مُصِيبَةٍ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَلَا فِي أَنفُسِكُمْ إِلَّا فِي كِتَابٍ مِّن قَبْلِ أَن نَّبْرَأَهَا. Whatever affliction comes to you, either on a larger scale on the land, there are floods or something else of that sort, hurricane, but لَا فِي أَنفُسِكُمْ, or in your own, you become sick, you meet an accident or whatsoever. إِلَّا فِي كِتَاب. All these things are already written in a book. مِن قَبْلِ أَن نَّبْرَأَهَا. Before we produce them and bring it forth. إِنَّ ذَلِكَ عَلَى اللَّهِ يَسِيرٌ. This is very easy for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the foreknowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not the predestination, foreknowledge. Allah knows what will happen to you. And whatsoever will happen to you will be by the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And as we read in Surah At-Tawbah, قُلْ لَن يُصِيبَنَا إِلَّا مَا كَتَبَ اللَّهُ لَنَا هُوَ مَوْلَانَا. Nothing can come on us except that which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has written for us already, and He is our Mawla. Whatever comes from Him, well, welcome. Whatever comes from Him, it's welcome for me. لِكَيْ لَا تَعْصَوْا عَلَى مَا فَاتَكُمْ. So that you should not grieve for that which you lose, and not rejoice on what Allah gives you. If you have lost something, this is also a test of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whether you are patient, you endure it, and whatever Allah gives you, it's again a test. Whether you are thankful and you use it properly, according to the divine law, and to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Both ways it's equal. So don't be grieved on what you have lost. Be patient. Alhamdulillah ala kulli hal. All praise be to Allah in all the conditions. Whatever has come to me from Allah, it's okay. I accept it. I welcome it. If He has given something to you, okay, thank Him. Use it in the best way for your own benefit of the hereafter and for the benefit of the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَاللَّهُ لَا يُحِبُّ كُلَّ مُخْتَالٍ فَخُورٍ. And Allah does not at all like those who are arrogant and who get over-delighted by these worldly things. You have got something and you feel over-delighted. Allah doesn't like this. الَّذِينَ يَبْخَلُونَ وَيَأْمُرُونَ النَّاسَ بِالْبُخْلِ. Such are the people who are niggardly, covetous. They don't want to spend for the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They know the honor and respect in this world is for the wealthy, for the rich. So keep the wealth with you so that your honor and respect, that is intact. وَيَأْمُرُونَ النَّاسَ بِالْبُخْلِ. And they advise and suggest others also to be niggardly. Oh, you should be mindful of your future. What are you doing? You are spending everything for the deen of Allah. What will happen tomorrow? Maybe there is some emergency comes to you. What will you do? Your own sons and daughters. You don't think about their education, their marriages, etc., etc. وَمَنْ يَتَوَلَّ فَإِنَّ اللَّهُ هُوَ الْغَنِيُّ الْحَمِيدُ. And whosoever turns away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then surely Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is self-sufficient. Ghani, He doesn't need anything from anybody. If He wants a loan from you, it's only to see how faithful you are. He doesn't actually need it. And He is Hamid, the praiseworthy. Now comes the real axis of this surah. And in a way, the real axis, umud, of the whole of Qur'an. This insight into the deen which is lacking today. لَقَدْ أَرْسَلْنَا رُسُلَنَا بِالْبَيِّنَاتِ. Verily we sent our messengers with clear signs and proofs and clear teachings. Bayyinat, something which is self-evident, doesn't need any other proof. So the miracles were also bayyinat. And the basic teachings of all the scriptures, all the books of Allah, are also bayyinat. لَقَدْ أَرْسَلْنَا رُسُلَنَا بِالْبَيِّنَاتِ وَأَنزَلْنَا مَعَهُمُ الْكِتَابَ